I'm Mel the Newbie,
I'm Jared Aficionado.
and this is Keeping It Real
Hi.
with Mel and Jer of 519 Whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
And we have something of a casino night going on here. We're calling it the Roll of the Dice Week, where literally we rolled a die, and that determined who got to choose which whiskeys to pull down. So, in the great tradition of Paris is Burning, RuPaul's Drag Race, category is recent acquisitions. What do we have, Mr. Perry?
Me being absolute shit at rolling dice. By that I mean, first up this evening we've got Pikes Creek Canadian Whiskey, because these are all basically Mels Choices. I'm not complaining, they're stellar choices, but I did not win a single roll of the dice.
It's my night, I guess. Go buy a lottery ticket.
Mm-hmm. I should go buy a lottery ticket. I only lose so much. But anyways, not complaining about the choices or the company or the tasty treats presented in front of me. Both whiskey and pizza. And if you've never been to the 519 and had pizza, well, sucks to be. I don't even want to talk about it because you don't.
We're absolutely going to have a whole whiskey week. Or not week, rather.
We could have a pizza month.
We could probably have a pizza season. I mean, this is 91 grams of summer. We could absolutely have hashtag autumn pizza. That needs workshopping. No, you're not loving the Pike Creek Canadian finished in rum barrels?
No, I was making fun of your title. I'm more down for winter pies.
Winter pies.
Winter pie contest.
The winter pie Okay.
Pizza pie contest.
We can work with that.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, everything's a work in progress. Just like my waistline. So,
ditto.
Pikes Creek, it's just like, man, that is an awesome rum cask finished Canadian whiskey.
10 year.
10 year. Oh yeah, 10 year up in this bitch. 42%, etc., etc. Pike Creek is aged and blah, blah, blah. You can read the bottle of liquor store yourself. They're not paying me to do this.
No. Although, this is a JP Wiser's.
I mean, if they want to pay me to do anything, I'm fucking down.
We're down. Get at us.
But I'm nuts. But anyways, stellar hometown hero, etc., etc. But no, great nose. I get a peanut smell, like not a salted peanut, but like the peanut and the shell without the salt.
Like the smell at rock bottom. If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
I wouldn't say peanut personally. This is what I love about whiskey tasting is it's all subjective. No one's right or wrong.
I'm usually wrong.
Nah, I get some tropical fruit. I get like a little bit of I want to say mango and lychee. Maybe a twinge of pineapple. No?
What is a lychee?
I've never had lychee. They kind of have like a dry, papery peel that you peel off. Not gooseberries, though. And then inside it sort of looks and feels and kind of tastes like a peeled grape. And it's got like a pit in the center. So I've used them before in punches at Halloween because they look a little bit like enucleated eyeballs.
Who the fuck out there is peeling grapes?
People with children, Jeremy.
Okay.
Also, I peeled my grapes as a kid. I don't know why. Anyway, that's the
I
nose.
didn't know you could.
Get some upfront spiciness. Mellows into more of those delicious wood barrel notes. Goes down super smooth. It's a nice one. I mean, obviously my tastes tend towards the sweeter end of things, so it's probably no surprise that I really like this.
Next up on the roll of the dice for whiskey.
I'll see if that catches on. Man, okay, so this is just basic wild turkey, which we picked up, I think you picked up, because we needed it for having all of the turkeys.
Because people are like, what does bourbon taste like? And I'm like, tastes like wild turkey. Here, try this. If you don't like this, don't come over after 9:30.
Well, I'm glad I like it.
If we're splitting wood, I'm not calling you. No, Wild Turkey is that like, that's that winter whiskey flavor you're after. Like, sorry, it's a winter bourbon.
Bourbon is a type of whiskey.
Damn effing
Not all whiskey is bourbon.
I think if you were to line up the 10 popular bourbon like brands, or not even brands because a lot of it's from the same place, but like your Wild Turkeys,
Labels.
your Four Roses, your blah blah blah.
Brands.
Like I would put this up there with Four Roses, Basic Makers, on like the whole what a bourbon bar cart should have.
Like this is, you're right. It's
so
like
you wanna try bourbon, and I'm not excluding 101 from that bar cart either. Like 101 is just like, oh, so you like this, but you're not in college anymore. Then you try 101, and then you're like, oh, this rare breed is muy fantastico. But then you're like, all right, I'm gonna try me some Long Branch.
gotta get that Long Branch joke.
Oh God,
never gets old. Thank you,
shout
Matthew
out to sponsor
McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey. Let me know if you need a bodyguard or a PR guy or just somebody to fucking hang out with, you cool ass bastard.
So I am super excited. Do you have like other notes you want to say for the? I think
I'm
you
just
covered it
drinking
all.
because it's good.
Good. Okay, so this is a departure. So this is Glenfiddich 14-year Scotch that has been finished in bourbon barrels. So this is the only Scotch that we've got here, and our most recent Scotch acquisition. And like, I like the nose actually. Dried fruit. You know what? Red licorice. Like just basic red licorice. That's what I'm getting. Oh, that's not bad. I mean, it's definitely Scotch, but
Sometimes you gotta try Scotch.
it's sweet. It does have a little bit of that charred barrel bourbon-y, but I don't find it super overpowering the scotchiness. A bit of caramel, vanilla. Like, I like it. I'm digging it. It's a step up from the Glenfiddich 12-year that I have at home. That Daryl has had for literally years and never cracked. I could have been enjoying it so much longer, people.
If you like bourbon and you want to try a Scotch, that's the one I would throw down a couple bucks for. But also, like, that's a great Scotch. Like, if you were a Scotch person, that is a very smooth, relaxing, like, just on the patio Scotch.
It goes down easy.
Oh, much easy. Even like on the palate, fuck, that's good. I get that awesome like molasses. That good.
Oh, it's got a heavy mouthfeel.
Molassesy bourbon. Oh, is that just right?
Yes, totally molassesy. And catch it before, but you're very right. I will be revisiting that one for sure.
Oh no.
So next we have the Quiet Man traditional Irish whiskey that I picked up at Rite Aid for fun. It kept haunting me. It was an Irish that I hadn't tried yet. It's got a fruity, a little bit floral nose. Reminds me of like a grocery store bouquet of flowers with a banana.
Oh no.
Palate's nice and soft, not too. You get a little bit of the alcohol burn. I mean, this is their basic traditional Irish whiskey. This isn't any of their higher rung expressions, but
Spicy comic.
This is one where I feel like you could mix it without feeling guilty, and you could enjoy it straight. It's just nice middle of the road.
If you needed to prop something on its dirty little ass between like a proper 12 and a JMO, Quiet Man will make your shelf look muy fantastic.
I mean, who has Quiet Man? Or, I'm sorry.
Touche. Also.
Who has proper 12, really?
You will tomorrow.
What?
prescription. I'll get a bottle of Proper 12.
You have been telling me to avoid Proper 12 like the plague.
Yeah, well, we'll get it, and then you can be like,
Now I see. It'll be a learning experience.
I'll give you the $40 back.
It'll be a learning experience. I commented on, I think,
You'll
one of the...
fucking love it. That's going to be the shit.
This is a great Irish whiskey. Oh my god. Fuck.
Is it because I'm basic? You calling me basic?
You were 3 White Claws away from head of the PTA.
How dare you, sir?
I like Irish whiskey. Quiet Man is Irish whiskey.
It's Irish whiskey.
Right? Those are my notes. Fight me. No, this is actually really good. But I get more corn notes. It's more of a sharper, newer. Just like
there's no age statement.
This is like Quiet Man.
Someone's gonna argue with that though.
Well, fuck them. They can't take a joke. It's my whiskey page. And that's how we roll here. Don't like it? Unsubscribe. Sorry, not sorry. We love you all, but
I'm gonna move on to the Grey J. Another new acquisition.
Until we're drinking Irish, we're all apologetic.
So now we're on to Canadian. So I'm so sorry.
You having a good day there, bud? Just skinned your fucking knee. Oh, do you
go kick rocks, eh?
Do you want to go hug it out behind the silo, make you feel better and stuff?
Listen, if you got a problem with hugging, you got a problem with me, and I suggest you let that one marinate.
Oh, fuck.
Grey J, deluxe Canadian whiskey. Apparently from Listowel, much like the cast of Letterkenny, whom we were imitating poorly, I'm sure. Oh, fuck me, that's a Canadian whiskey. Dry finish. Oh, just like I took...
Oh, you weren't trying to lick the ceiling?
Yeah, I feel like... So our asshole neighbor trimmed the tree this week.
Okay.
I feel like I just took like a freshly sawn off branch and just like licked it. That is... Yeah, okay, make all the wood in the mouth jokes you want, but like that is just wood and grain alcohol. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's... I don't think this is one I'm gonna make a frequent sipper, personally. Keep in mind, I've been spoiled. Like, we talked last week about how my entree into whiskey was like Redbreast 12 years, so my tolerance for some of the new make stuff is lower.
As a new make Canadian, like, this isn't bad. This is actually, I get it. It's got a bit more corn rye, which I like. It's very Canadian, very, I'm going to say middle of the road because that's my fucked up acronym.
But, I feel like this is one of those situations
some
where...
people tried some stuff.
Where, like, the design of the bottle and the marketing... Time out.
What? I think this... So, I've had a bottle of White Owl. I assume this is the... Hey, we've been around long enough to have an age statement.
There's no age statement, though, bud.
No, but I think they've been around for 4 years, and they've actually been able to keep stuff in barrels. Because I had some, like, White Lightning from them. But it was White Owl. So this is Grey Owl. I'm sure from the same company, but that bottle is long gone.
This is Grey J, bud.
Shit.
It's okay.
Alright, I give up.
I'm not sure if it's by the same people. It's possible.
This
Fluidassets.ca.
This tastes like White Owl because of the logo.
This tastes like White Owl that's been aged a wee bit.
Yeah. Which, sorry, not sorry. Fight me. I don't give a shit.
It's pretty light color, too. Like, I know we have it on the rocks and stuff, but it's clear it started out lighter. I'm going to have to look that up now. Now I'm curious as to whether the insert color, insert bird name whiskeys are of the same ilk. Should be fun rabbit hole to go down later. All right, next up is a recent acquisition that I was super excited about because I love Copperpot Irish whiskey, and Ontario Distillery, we've already had lots of their stuff on. 40 Creek has a Copperpot Canadian whiskey, and I was like, there's no way I'm not going to like this. And I did have a sip recently, I believe. And I don't remember what it tastes like, so here we go. Oh, okay. So we've talked before about 40 Creek and how, to me, their whole lineup so far has this amazing nutty walnuttiness, like mouthfeel and
Get out of here,
flavor.
you nutty nut.
I know. And this one is no exception. It's so good. I'm genuinely enjoying it. And I tried the really, like, the basic 40 Creek, like, entry, I think they call it barrel select or something. Not the double barrel, that's different. But even that's a good one. And, like, shout out to Enzo right now, who knows that 40 Creek entry level is a damn fine whiskey on its own. Recently learned that he says, why pay more when you can have such a quality
Welcome to the
product?
party, sir.
Oh man, you haven't met Enzo yet. Enzo is you would love Enzo. He's a trip.
Man, I'm not like throwing shade and I ain't talking shit. That's the best mixer in the game. You throw me a 40 copper on Gingy with a fucking lime hanging out the top. Oh my god. On
You'll
the
be my friend
patio
forever?
in the afternoon while we're barbecuing. Brown chicken, brown cow. Say it real fast. Brown chicken, brown cow.
Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm. If you're not relaxing and sweating a smidge, you're not having a good time.
I like it straight though. Like I like it on the rocks.
Well,
I don't need it. I'm going
Get into
to.
it.
I'm going to. Yeah.
If I had some lime,
Don't threaten me with a good time.
can we try the next one?
Mm-hmm.
It's my party and a crap I want to.
You taste. I will tell the story of how I noticed. So I joined the Ontario Whiskey Lovers Facebook page.
Did you?
I did.
We're gonna sit down this winter and do media things.
Awesome. They super nice group of mostly gents. Let's be honest.
We're exchanging bottles, not nudes. Calm your tits.
My tits are perfectly calm, my good sir.
Mine are not. Nipples
Oh.
obscure. Jesus Christ. Lemony
Well.
Snickets. My God. We'll edit that
We'll
out.
deal with that later. Anyway, noticed that everyone was talking about getting some Weller, specifically the Weller Special Reserve, from a bunch of LCBOs near the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area, for people not in the know. And happily, our friend Brian, who, if you have been following us for some time, you heard his dulcet
Shout out
tones.
to listener number 2.
You've heard his dulcet tones on our podcast before. He's graced us with his presence. And he also graced us
These
with...
were his presents.
These were his presents. I arranged with him to procure 2 bottles of Weller Special Reserve, the original wheated bourbon, from Burlington LCBO. So we were very lucky to have
You got to
him
hang out with B. That
get
was
those.
awesome.
I mean, that was enough. You didn't have to bring whiskey, but... Anyway, so, I mean, people talk about Weller all the time. Chasing Weller, chasing Blanton's, and the various other Buffalo Trace products. And this one, to me, is an example of how subjective all of this is and how people sometimes buy into the hype.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you had a sip. Why don't you talk about your notes?
It's a wheated bourbon that I didn't have to wait in line for. But
Well, because your whiskey buddy called your
I
other
know.
whiskey buddy.
I didn't have to wait in line for it. Mm-hmm. However, because of Weller Special Blend, I got to have a fantastic weekend with Brian when he came down to deliver those. Mm-hmm. And I hope he hears this part of the podcast because legit, that is a fucking 5-star solid friend.
Oh,
But like,
no
I got to
question.
hang out with B. Oh, he rolled in with 2 fucking bottles of Weller shortly after my birthday for a party that we were gonna throw and attend without me. But that was a great weekend all around. And now I'm gonna never forget B rolling dirty with 2 bottles of Weller and be like, so 519 wants to party, eh? And he's going to be all in the comments about how he didn't save that, but whatever. It was my trip, and that's how I heard it.
Yep. Mr. Perry has always played somewhat fast and loose with the truth. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
That's to
man.
live by.
My biography is going to be titled, "Don't you dare put this in the fiction section." Please write that, by the way, if you'll live me. That'd be stellar.
Okay.
I once knew this asshole.
Here's the thing, though. The shit you tell me, I never know if it's true or not.
Mostly true.
It's mostly true, but with embellishments. Weller. It's a wheated bourbon. I get a weird anise on the nose that I don't love.
What?
Anise.
Say it one more time.
Anise.
Not like an anus?
Not anus.
Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Thought I was getting drunk with the fucking Newbie again. Talking about how he wants me to go
For
fuck him in the
fuck's sake.
anus. Sorry, go ahead.
I get a black licorice note that I don't love. Because you can't say anise around here without someone cracking a joke.
We crack jokes here. That's how we get through our days.
Oh.
We crack jokes or we crack whips.
I'll say that with a bit of ice, that has watered it down a bit. I'm liking it more. But I went into this when we had it at your birthday party, like, thinking this is so hyped up, I'm probably going to hate it. And so I tasted it and I was like, eh. And then I put a bunch of lemonade in it, which is probably sacrilegious, but I enjoyed it then.
Big time mad right now.
Well, the best way to enjoy whiskey is the way that you like.
Truth.
So, and I've seen people argue that and say, like, well, no, if you really get down to it, you know, for competition and tasting purposes, the best way to enjoy whiskey is at precisely X number of degrees and, you know, and these, when the moon is waxing gibbous and...
Listen, some people have to justify their salary. And at that moment, that person was doing that.
That's fine. I get that.
That's my approach towards that.
And there totally are people who need very specific conditions because they are doing a job. But if you're just two assholes like us tasting whiskey in an apartment in Windsor, I included myself. Fucking relax.
No, you were definitely an asshole.
Thanks, bud.
I feel like I'm rubbing off on you. No
little
shitty
bit.
pun intended. Skid marks in front of the house.
Oh, you. It's true. He did fuck up my lawn with his truck.
Oh my god.
Asshole.
If you know, you know.
I mean, if you're just two people like us in an apartment in Windsor tasting whiskey that you can largely get from the Windsor LCBO, like, you enjoy it however you like.
We are balls deep in the discovery and the acquisition, and that's like our weird hobby. It's the hunt for like new things.
Yeah. New things, new experiences, new
whiskeys.
I say not only new whiskey, but
it's not an experience I want to. Whiskey is an experience I want to repeat, but new whiskey is something I pursue.
Yeah. And it's nice that, like, with the Weller, we get new memories associated with it.
I've never had this Weller before. I've had the Antique 107, I think it was. The Burgundy label. George got a bottle, and he was kind of new to the whiskey bourbon game, and he's like, you should try this, and I did, and I got a bottle of it for kind of cheap. Because this person I used to know was at the LC and she grabbed it, and man, that was a good time too. But that bottle was great. I have tasting notes on that. It's been super hard to find since. Didn't realize that. I was kind of oh, this is here, and that was way before. Like, I bet you that situation will never arise again unless the market gets flooded with.
They had it in Toronto.
No, but
that's the thing. Sometimes, you know, Ontario only gets X number of bottles, and it all goes to Toronto because that's just a really big market.
Bigger market. But at the same time, we know we have friends we can source to go pick stuff up and mail to us and shit, or friends we're gonna see at some point. But no, that is a super well-rounded weeded whiskey, aged. They won't admit it, but it's aged.
Well, yeah,
and it's good.
So there's our random week. Thanks to the roll of the dice, this is what we wound up with.
Rolled those dice
because I won.
I rolled the dice and Mel fucking picked.
Because I won all the dice rolls, we wound up with a theme regardless of recent acquisitions.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you enjoyed some of them and can get your hands on some of them at the LCBO if you're in Ontario and anything struck your fancy.
Thanks for sticking with us. Like flies on a ship paper.
Ew.